A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Someone in the crowd said to Jesus, "Teacher, tell my brother to share the inheritance with me." He replied to him, "Friend, who appointed me as your judge and arbitrator?" Then he said to the crowd, "Take care to guard against all greed. For though one may be rich, one's life does not consist of possessions." Then he told them a parable. There was a rich man whose land produced a bountiful harvest. He asked himself, "What shall I do? For I do not have space to store my harvest." And he said, "This is what shall I do. I shall tear down my barns and build larger ones. There I shall store all my grain and other goods, and I shall say to myself, 'Now as for you, you have so many good things stored up for many years. Rest, eat, drink, be merry.' But God said to him, 'You fool! This night your life will be demanded of you, and the things you have prepared, to whom will they belong? Thus will it be for the one who stores up treasure for himself, but is not rich in what matters to God." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
This gospel is deceiving to those who read it superficially. Is it wrong to have great harvests? Is it bad to build barns where to store them? None of that. Christ will always praise astute and prudent men. The problem is in the soul. The unfortunate protagonist of the parable invites the soul to rest, to leave all effort because it has everything to live. Christ is referring in these lines to the eternal temptation of every people and every person who reaches a certain level of well-being, to believe that they no longer need God because they have their bodily needs met. When man has bread, pleasures, social security, and appetizing hobbies, he does not feel the need for God and does not believe that the devil acts because it does not touch him. Nonetheless, there are also those who enjoy their advanced Western or rich society, who have their house, their car, their salary that allows them to live comfortably, but yes, they do not forget that the soul needs to work and do good works, and in addition, they share what they have, putting it at the service of the gospel and their brothers. However good we already are, however many conquests we have achieved with our prayers, suffering, and efforts, it is not enough if we continue on earth and are not exempt from succumbing to temptation. Life is the short period of time. We have to decide our eternity and to love. Every day, millions of people die. One day, it will be yours and mine. One day, all this will be over, and we have in our hands that day to be the best of our lives. We have to work tirelessly, thinking about the day that everything will be rest. The idea of heaven may not encourage us too much, that we prefer an earthly prize, that we believe that heaven is a boring levitation. Let's not distrust. They tell of that poor vagabond who asked a king for a coin, and he looked at him with affection and washed him, dressed him in the best clothes, and took him to the palace. Let us not stay with a coin of earthly happiness. Let us trust in our King who, looking at us with love, will give us far above what we ask and imagine. Everything we desire and much more is in heaven, for we are going to feel it. We are going to dedicate our lives to making men happy, to taking them to heaven.